Conference All-Star captain LeBron James, and now the starters joining him is Stephen Curry, and we've also got Luka Doncic, the two guards in the Western Conference, and now the big fellas, we've got Nikola Jokic, MVP candidate, joining him, the last Western Conference starter, Kawhi Leonard, and then across in the East, the captain, Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant, joining him, last year's captain, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then teammate of KD, Kyrie Irving, in the starting lineup. He's one of the guards. Embiid, the last big fella in the Eastern Conference. And the final starter in the Eastern Conference, we've got Bradley Beal. He's making his first start.
That is where the tie occurred. He and Damian Lillard tied in the rankings, but by fan vote, the nod went to Luka Doncic. Call Your Shot is presented by CarMax. So here's the way the voting broke down. The fans, the players, and the media. LeBron number 1 across the board, Jokic number 2 across the board. While Kawhi was third by the fans and the media, the players had Anthony Davis third. But it's Kawhi Leonard who gets the nod, and you see Paul George ranking 5th by the fans, the players, and the media. In the backcourt, here was that tight duel. Stephen Curry, number 1 across the board. Doncic, second by the fans, but third by the players and media, where Lillard was second. So they wound up tied, and you go to the fan vote to break the tie, and it goes to Luka Doncic. All of that understandable to everybody? Was the breakdown nice and clear for you, Shaq?
Yes, the way you broke it down was very, very understandable.
Okay, so what'd you think of how things shook out?
I mean, I understand, even before I was playing and, you got voted in and, the way it was broken down today, I still think Damon Lillard should be a starter. Based on what, Chuck and Kenny always say, who has the better record and all that, and he's actually playing better. Luka has more assists, but, nobody is feared in the game like the Damon Lillard guy. I'm sure he's not upset about it, but, time in and time out, he's been pushed off this list, so I would have liked to have seen him as a starter. I'm not mad at how it went and, how the fans voted and all that. It is what it is, but I would have liked to have seen him start.
That's a tough. I mean, that's a tough call. Those three,
difficult.
Curry, Doncic, and Lillard. I mean, come on.
I mean,
What about Donovan Mitchell?
yeah.
But Donovan Mitchell's had a great year too. But even when I was looking at it, I was saying those are the three that.
Well, popularity contest, Luka's going to win. But like Shaq said, the most fair man in basketball right now is Damian Lillard. I think, in terms of getting the ball in key situations, he was my preseason MVP because I thought he could do this, put numbers up. He was going to have to do that all year for his team to be successful. He's still, I would say, top 3 in terms of MVP voting. If you're that, you should be starting. That's all. There's no doubt about it that he is one of the top 5 basketball players in the world. And if you're not starting and you can't even start in your conference, if you're one of the top 5 basketball players in the world, that doesn't make sense to me as well.
Well, listen, there's no right or wrong answer, but I thought Dame Lillard and Donovan Mitchell, to me, when you have the best record in basketball, that says a lot. If you're the best, they have these stupid arguments about who gets MVP every year. The MVP has never went to the best player. It always went to the player who was the best player on the best team. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal should have won 3 or 4, but the other guys played better that season. Donovan Mitchell should be rewarded, in my opinion. No disrespect to anybody, but this kid's been the best player on the best team in the NBA, and it's unfortunate he's not started.
As it turns out, the backcourt starters again, Stephen Curry and Luka Doncic in the West, or from the West. How about along the front line with LeBron and Jokic and Kawhi? And you saw the players say Anthony Davis should have gotten one of those starting spots.
I mean, again, I'm in agreement with Chuck. Whenever you talk about these situations, there is no right or wrong. Kawhi's a great player. Anthony Davis is a great player, but that situation is not as petty as the last situation we were talking about. That also could have went either way, but I'm not mad at that.
Well, let's be honest. Anthony Davis has not played like an all-star this year. He's not. His numbers.
Also a starter.
All-star.
Okay.
His numbers are down all across the board. Hey, listen, we love him. Great kid and a great player. But listen, let's be honest. His the rebounding, first of all, he getting 8 rebounds a game.
No, but I'm saying numbers are down.
Yes.
But those are all-star numbers.
Yeah, but no.
They're down for him.
Well, yes, but he's the plate. Listen, he won the championship. It should have took him to the next level.
But for a team that's 22-7.
Yeah, but so that don't matter.
Well, now the record doesn't matter?
No, but he hasn't played like an all-star. I'm not going to give it him because he's a perennial great player. He has not played like an all-star this year. I'm not giving these Lifetime Achievement Awards y'all like to give. Listen, I love Anthony Davis, but he has not played like an all-star.
I agree with you. He has not played Anthony Davis-like, but he has played like an all-star. He's played like one of the top 12 players in the Western Conference. To me, that's my opinion. I wouldn't say that he's definitely not playing close to what he's capable of or he has played in the past.
And here's the way it broke down in terms of fan vote, player vote, and media vote. Durant was third on the media vote, where Giannis was number 1, Embiid third, and second. Jason Tatum, 4th, 5th, and 5th. And you saw Jimmy Butler's name on there as well. As far as the backcourt goes, Bradley Beal, first across the board. Kyrie Irving was 4th by the media. The media actually had Jaylen Brown as a starter in the Eastern
The media
Conference.
right Kyrie Irving 4th. What media? Who gets a vote in that?
The media has like
Ernie,
100, 125 people,
Ernie?
somewhere around there.
Averaging 28 a game, shooting for over 53% from the field as a point guard or shooting guard. Like, those numbers, come on.
Okay, but you.
Well, he's in. I'm not even.
So keep going. You're on a roll. Keep going.
That doesn't even make sense, though. Like,
you don't know who they had ahead of him.
doesn't matter. There's not 4 people that should be ahead of a guy.
No, the media had him 4th, right? So they had 3 guys ahead of him.
They had Bradley Beal 1, and they had Jaylen Brown 2nd for the other start, James Harden 3rd, and then Kyrie Irving.
No, that's not outrageous.
I mean, all right.
There was a lot of talk about Jaylen Brown maybe getting a start. There was some support for that. He's having a great year.
Yeah, he's having a great year. I think he's going to make it.
He is. He's the only Celtic that I think is having a really good year. He's one of my reserves.
Which we will get to in just a bit. Kyrie Irving a start.
I'm actually not mad at that list. A lot of people probably focus on Bradley Beal's team not playing well, but listen, Bradley is balling, leading the league in scoring, and having fun out there. So again, I'm not mad at this list, and Kyrie being the starter, and I'm also in agreement with Kenny. Him being ranked 4th that's not correct. It's probably because he's not talking to the media that
or maybe it comes into the earlier this year and going AWOL for a time.
Yeah, but we're not evaluating it. I never evaluate his walking stick. I never evaluate anything else.
His sage.
Yeah, sage. I'm like, yo, what is he doing on the court? Like, what is he doing on the court?
Well,
and when he's not passing the ball, when he was with Boston at times and didn't make them well, I'm going to comment on that. He's playing lights out this year. This is his best year I've seen him play, honestly, for me as a fan and as a analyst. This is his best year. He's his most compelling year. We'll see. We'll see if it equals late into the playoffs. But to me, individually, this is pretty good, special for him.
Well, I don't think they would like the 3 guys they had of him. They're legitimate guys. I mean, they said he was 4th. They didn't say he was 12th. They said he was 4th. And like you can pick 3 guys ahead of somebody.
I like to see Bradley Beal. I'm happy for Bradley Beal to get his first start. But I do have a question for you as the guy who say I want to reward winning, and you look at a team that's 9-17.
Well, I'm gonna reward a guy who's leading the NBA in scoring.
Okay.
I mean, that's a little bit different. Like we got a lot of looters and rides out here. We got a lot of looters out here. Or as like Kevin McHale said, we got a lot of guys in the NBA got empty calories.
Well, I mean, I remember, our fans might not be old enough as I am, but I remember World B. Free led the league in scoring and didn't make the All-Star team, didn't make a All-NBA team. People don't always reward scoring. I think, especially on losing teams.
Well, I don't know if I mean, listen, I like World B, but I don't know if he led the league in scoring. But Bradley Beal's leading the NBA in scoring.
Yeah, he did. He led the league in scoring. They didn't make an All-Star team in first team or anything. Like that's happened.
I'm surprised to hear you say that, Chuck.
What's that?
That even though they have a losing record, but because he's leading the league in scoring, I'm going to reward him.
Well, he's got
That's exceptional.
He's got
It
a
is
60-point game.
No, it is exceptional.
And listen, that was a team. They got he ain't. Listen, listen, I'm not going to because they all both number one. But, you know, this guy here has.
No, he's been.
You're leading the league in rebounding. You are, scoring. You're doing something. I mean, it's not easy to get 32 points a night.
No, it's not.
I mean, come on, 32 a night. I mean, there's a lot of guys averaging 20, 24. I think it's easy to get between 20 and 25. But when you're getting 32 a night, that's a little bit different. A lot of these guys got a lot of empty calories on their stats.
And I love that path to Ernie too. The guys that after you got.
Well, I had made a note last year when Bradley Beal got snubbed when he was scoring about 28 points a game that the only two players to average 28 or more and not make the All-Star